All right, and we are rolling. Young man, how did you meet me? Everybody, y'all know this is Carlton. How did you meet me?
I just met Carl a couple moments ago. Ironically enough, I read the shirt, and it was like it screamed at me. And, inside of me just, was totally drawn to this shirt because it was exactly what I was dealing with, or currently dealing with in the present moment.
Now, I'm just going to move a little closer so it can be loud enough,
right.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
The shirt resonated and it spoke to my spirit on so many levels because it is exactly what I've been impacted by in the last several years of my life. I don't know how it came to be what it is right now, but over the last year and a half, 2 years, I have noticed, well, let's say 3 years. Make, model, vehicle, it doesn't matter. Stop, take pictures. Several times I've noticed, if I go to a hotel, stay at the hotel, not people in the hotel, but the cars, I started writing down license plate numbers.
That's right.
And when I do that, that's when they disperse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what made me to be a target, but I do know that my identity has been taken. I went to the IRS. Somebody filed in my name for several years now. But it's bigger than that. And I'm talking about regardless of age, race, creed, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
I'm being stalked.
That's right. That's right.
And I know this for a fact because I went into a program because to be totally transparent, I was using.
Mm.
Every now and again, I was working too.
Mm.
Although work got slow and then funds got tight. And then, of course, because I'm on drugs, the onus is that, oh, well, he's a user, so boom, he's not his right. So, okay, I went to a program. They put me in an apartment, and the program was supposed to help you get back on your feet, so to speak. I was in a program no less than a month, and I'm being stalked, gang stalked, cyberbullied, whatever you want to call it.
That's right.
By people that are in the program. And I had to abruptly leave the program. And supposedly the program was ran by somebody who was supposed to be, in my mind, what I presented to me to be the state senator.
Mm.
Ironically enough, whether true or false, I go online and see that may or may not have been false, but I come down here to Midtown Atlanta to get assistance with housing, job, da-da-da-da-da. I'm not sure what they call it. It's funny. They say the devil's in the details.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's Satan, Illuminati, whatever this dark veil that has been targeting me is. It's spiritual warfare. Definitely, ironically enough. But it's evil.
Yes, I agree.
You have to be strong-minded and not consumed in cyber technology, so to speak, cell phones, because they have a way to do what they did back in the day. It was sort of like brainwash. What's that? The K-12, how did they call it back in the days? There was a brainwashing done. And it's so ironic, any type of conduit they will be able to attach to. TV, it has to be a cell phone. TVs, they do the TVs to look at you. Mm-hmm. I've been in hotels and had to disconnect hotel TVs. Cell phones, they take your Bluetooth over. They share with others through the cell phones.
Right. Now, excuse me for interrupting, but how do you know that your television was compromised? How do you know there was funny stuff going on through your television?
Okay, just to give you the most recent example, the program I was in, right? Like I said, they put me in an apartment. I worked to pay, the rent in the program. So one of the guys in the program, I guess he was one of the admins of the program. Me and the head apartment guy were talking casually. It just so happened the guy spoke about the guy who was not present in the apartment, but he's one of the runners of the program, right?
Right.
So he says something along the lines of, oh, the guy who works in the program, they take his money, they take all his checks, right? So the next day, because of a natural empath, I felt the guy who we were speaking of, his energy changed. He had been giving me every day crossword puzzles. You know, I thought we was at least cool to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So the next day, after me and the guy in the room I spoke about this guy, he said, "Oh no, I can't give you any more crossword puzzles because the person I was getting the crossword puzzles for came back from out of town, so I don't have access to them anymore." I said, "That sounds strange." I know how to read people to a certain extent, so I understood in that moment there were cameras in the apartment I was living in, and they were recording me audio, video. When I first got an apartment, all right, boom, it was 2 bedrooms. 1 bedroom for the head guy, you know, he's sort of like the chaperone or whatever, he oversees the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
The other apartment was 2 other guys. And then in the living room area, it was 2 beds set up, you know, on each side of the living room.
Mm-hmm.
But ironically enough, the TV was faced directly to me. Not the other guy. The TV, they had a flat screen TV on top of a dresser.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
The dresser was faced to me and where my bed was and everything inside the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So they had total focus on me.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was, and I started noticing other things that I brought inside the room, you know, that I had accumulated already when I first started the program. People would just out of random ask me, like I had like headphones. One of the guys, "Hey man, you got headphones?" Always ask me stuff like they already knew what my inventory was inside my room.
Yeah. Like they saw it now already.
Right. So, you know, I had a bottle of cologne, I had this, I had that. I had, you know what I'm saying, I like to keep myself looking decent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So make sure I don't look like the walk I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? So ironically enough, every day I'm hearing each guy ask me about something that they already know I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm playing stupid.
Right.
I'm like, okay. I know this guy knows. He knows that I know now that I know there are cameras in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at that point when I first came in the program, I didn't have a cell phone. So when we go to I'm supposed to work extra hours to get a cell phone. That's part of the program, right?
Okay.
So I worked extra hours. I go to the store with them to get the cell phone. I already have my phone number already, right? So the lady jumps ahead of me, one of the other admins of the program, jumps ahead of me, shows the person, and let's say the cell phone store, I don't want to say the name, the brand, or whatever, the cell phone store, shows the lady the thing, and it just happened enough, the guy who owned the cell phone store was sitting right there the whole time. I was like, well, why is this guy sitting right here? Are you a customer? And then he let it be known to me that he was the owner.
Oh.
Whoever it is, whatever the presence is, they have high influence and they can get in. I don't want to say Secret Service. I don't want to put a name on it. I don't know what it is. But whatever it is affiliated with, can move mountains at a moment's notice.
Yes. And then me and this gentleman, we were talking a little earlier. So now, did you say something about some of your jobs were?
Right. I used to make honestly, the average job I made base, since I moved down here 7-8 years ago, average job base was $50K. Right? I had got a settlement some years ago for discrimination at a job in Buckhead, right? So boom, they cashed me out. After that, that's when I noticed it went full steam. The operation was full ops now.
Mm-hmm.
Because after that, I want to say I was whitelisted.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So in being whitelisted, I'm unable to get the jobs I was getting before. My email account is hacked. It's like somebody is buffering all my ingoing, outgoing emails. I've switched several cell phone providers. I've done everything in my power to nullify this existence that's been taking over my existence. You dig what I'm saying? So that brings me to this point now. When I left the program about a week ago, all I had was what I got on right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I threw the phone away. I still have the phone number. I went to a program over here to switch my mailing address downtown. Went to the library the other day to switch my address. No, to switch the library that I was going to, because I was initially going to another county's library.
Sure.
Now I'm going to this county's library. As soon as I go in and to use their computers, I see the same setup like how I've been being tracked for the last 8 to 10 years. I can't shake this monkey off my back. I need help. You know, it just so happened I went to another nonprofit, and I noticed the computer wasn't hacked. And I was able to retrieve some information that hopefully can help me going forward as I try to, one, get my identity, two, I don't know if I'll be able to sue, but with the amount of info that I have and knowledge, maybe I can negotiate something so they could take this bondage off me. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You know?
Now, one of the things I asked you when I first met you, I said, are you being followed? And you said, yeah.
Yes. I'm being followed consistently. Like I said, I've been writing down license plate numbers. You know, it's always a particular type. I've noticed, just to give you a little insight, out-of-town plates or temp tags.
That's right.
All the time. There's a couple of states that are profound. Texas, Florida, and with the templates, all the templates always start with the letter P.
Okay.
And then it's like 3. So, just to give you an idea, before I went to the program, I was an auditor with this company, and we would go out of town, and different supermarkets and different warehouses and stuff, and do the auditing, counting the merchandise. So we went out of town to Alabama for about a week. They put us in a hotel. Right up the block from the hotel was at a gas station. I went and got some cigarettes. I'm walking back. Out of the darkness, somebody screams, "Is that a hotel right there?" Mind you, the hotel lights are bright as all outdoors. It wasn't about the hotel.
Right.
It was the subliminal fear, or to inject subliminal fear in me. You know what I'm saying? Because they already know. And then, ironically enough, I was in a hotel room the first day by myself. The second day, another guy who, we worked for the same company, but he was from a different branch. He came into the room, and out of nowhere, he told me, through song, of course, subliminally, kind of like, stay here. Don't go back. I didn't know this guy from a can of paint.
Never
ever
seen him
since
before?
he said that, this way, I said, they'll brainwash, something's coming through the phones, because once they do that, and they spin it, and make me look like I'm the worst motherfucker since sliced bread, then everybody else, like, I can't even save contacts in my phone anymore.
That's right.
Because they get all the contacts, and they do something. I'm not sure what they do, but it's like a smear campaign, and they turn everybody against you.
That's right. When I say that's right, I mean this
They're
is
going through the same thing.
Yeah, and you hear watch other videos, and people say the same thing. Now.
So I call them out of who they are.
Okay.
So before I left the program, as I noticed, these people in the program were spewing, some hatred at me for whatever reason,
right?
Some condescending shit they think goes over my head. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, I'll play the game with you. I was like, you know what? You know what they call the motherfuckers that invest energy to spearhead a campaign? They're looking at me because they don't know what I'm talking about. They don't know where I'm going. They call them flying monkeys.
I've heard that term.
Like, you're a flying monkey? So, before I left the program, apparently, I never saw it. There was supposed to be a rat inside the call center, right?
Okay.
Never saw the rat.
And define rat.
When they said rat, it was a double play on the words. They meant rat, snitch, but then they was also talking about the rat, the rodent, right? So, I go inside the call center. Supposedly the rat was behind the counter. Never saw a rat, never saw feces, never saw nothing. This is, confirmation of a rat. But anyway, as I'm leaving out, this is the end of the shift now. They have 2 rat traps next to the computers. Mind you, no bait on the computer, no cheese, no peanut butter, nothing to trap the rat, right?
Right.
So we took a minivan to go home, right? So when I get inside the minivan, I know it's like, trying to say I'm a rat, or I'm gonna be a rat, or I'm going to, because they know they think I know something that I don't know. I know something. I've seen some things. I leave it there. But anyway, so when I get in the van to go back to the apartments now, at the end of the shift, I was like, I'm the rat. I'm Donnie Brasco. I'm the rat. Fuck it. If you want to play this head fuck cyber bully game, I'll play it right with you, and I'll take you to the whole nother, degree with that shit. Now that I know that you know, and that you're aware of what I've been impacted by, I'm gonna play the game with you. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, when I let them know what it was, I guess whoever is the person that's pulling the strings and orchestrating all the shit that's applying this dark cloud over me, you know what I'm saying, told them, okay, now, we gotta switch gears, we gotta get this motherfucker out the program. And that was a week ago. And I've been out here on the streets, you know what I'm saying, and it's so ironically enough, I go to programs, and this is how deep it goes. It's almost as if when I go to programs for help, these people know exactly who I am. Like for example, I've been trying to get a food stamp card for almost a year. I got money in the card and everything. It's like $95. So I started working, so, that wasn't the energy right there. I was getting checked, so I was good. But I never got my replacement card. So the program thought what they're supposed to do is help you do those things. I already got my ID, I got my social, you know what I'm saying? I got all these things in place. My driver's license is good. But anything online, it's like somebody's taking my identity and they're doing something overseas and it's part of some RICO act.
Right.
For whatever it is. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm a cyber hostage.
Mm.
And in being a cyber hostage, that's part of what they do when they hack you. You know what I'm saying? They target you and they stalk you to try to instill fear in you to make us think it's something much more than it actually is. But I can't even get my identity because they're blocking me on every avenue. I can't even make a call on my phone. It's blocked. It's redirected to probably some call center in the Philippines.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I call the IRS to schedule an appointment. I can't do that. I can't do anything face to face. So they're making sure my hands are tied and they how do you call it? Hog time. Yeah.
Let me ask you. If I were to ask you to define the powers that be, who are the powers that be?
Honestly, recently, the powers that be is based on the individual. Because one of the beautiful things that I got from the program was that I got reconnected with God.
There you go, me too.
And I changed my belief system and how much power God has in ordering my steps and making me aware of everything that I've been impacted by up until this point, but to help me to realize to be grateful. Grateful for, one, opening my eyes, the little things in life that I probably have been guilty of, not totally investing my energy and being appreciative about.
Right.
But to reconnect with my higher power and allow him to order my steps, because at the root of this is Satan.
There you go. I believe the same thing.
It's spiritual warfare.
Spiritual warfare.
Through the technology.
Through the technology.
And
so it sounds to me like Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior.
You can say that. I'm trying to, in the midst of me also understanding my higher power, I'm trying to take away labels and things of this nature, and just, because you figure like this, at the end of the day, it's a million different deities.
Right. Now, one thing I really want to zero in on, you said at the end of, when you take everything away, Satan is kind of like behind all of this, would you say?
I would say Satan is behind all of us.
Yeah. Now,
1,000%.
Now, another thing, we talked briefly before this. I mentioned to you how our targeting is similar, but very, very rarely is it the same. It's similar, but very rarely the same. I asked you if they sensitized you to a color, and you said no, correct?
I haven't noticed it thus far. I have noticed they've been sending people for me. And they've been seeing if I make the same mistake. Like, it's funny, within the last week, I noticed one of the scriptures Because I was gonna try to do the walk with somebody else, and that morning when I read the scripture, I said, "Nah, you gotta do this walk by yourself. It's your walk." And, you know, I used to do like inspirational, motivational quotes. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to put some T-shirts together, but one of the quotes I said, I actually said it today, ironically enough. I'd be like, "Your walk is your walk. It's your walk. It's your walk. Nobody else can do that walk with you." But at the end of the day, you have to be able to get help, be helped by other spirits that are genuinely for the greater good.
Right.
And that's part of spiritual discernment.
Right. Now, yes, you're saying a lot of key stuff. How do you know these people were sent to you? You said you can kind of tell some people are sent to you.
Like, for example, when I was in a program, they would ask me for stuff that they already knew I had. Right? That's in the program, so that's more restricted. But if I'm in the street, they would send people with things. It's like they knew the things that would resonate with me, or mirrors. They did their due diligence to study my behaviors, you know, things I like, things they didn't like, and then they would send mirrors.
Yeah.
And the mirrors would reflect me.
So the people look like you as far as what they knew.
They would know shit about me and say shit they knew that I stood on those things.
Yeah.
Like,
and they really had no business knowing, it sounds like. They really had
unless they was doing intel,
That's
like
right.
how they had the cameras and stuff set up, but they've been in my phone for the last 10 years.
Okay.
So they know. It's almost like an enemy, and they would say different things like art of war. I didn't know I was in a war with, but I guess I'm in a war with Satan, so to speak, on a whole nother level. You know what
I
I'm
believe that too. I believe it's overwhelmingly spiritual.
saying? Right.
And I think he can manifest through people.
Right.
You know?
He speaks through people.
Yeah.
Because I've honestly, ironically enough, before I left the program, I had said some things to a guy. He asked me for my advice, and I said some real stuff. And the next day, everything I said came to fruition.
Wow.
It was like, you're a prophet. You're a prophet.
Now, what about the two of us meeting today? When I walked out and you saw my shirt, what's up with that? How did that happen? I mean, is that just a coincidence, or you think God is behind this meeting, or?
Honestly,
I'm putting you on the spot, I know.
I'd like to think God. I think some things are God. Some things are scripted.
Okay.
I think this is God.
Okay.
I'd like to think it's God. I would hope it wouldn't be somebody sick fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Game, but yeah, I'd love to think it was God.
Right. Oh, how many other TIs? Because that's what we call. I don't know how familiar you are with the terminology.
I don't know nothing about that. What's that?
You never heard of that? Of a TI? See that? Listen, this is beautiful, y'all. This is Carlton. This is beautiful.
Right.
That's what we call ourselves, targeted individuals. We're TIs, and you're being gang stalked by the demonic spirit realm.
Right.
Who shows himself also through now this we haven't talked about yet, but I'm not going through this, but other people are. Some people are hearing voices. I mentioned it to you a little bit, but you said you're not really hearing voices inside your head.
I will tell you one thing. I was renting a room in a house. This was maybe about 3-4 years ago, and I was partying. 2 ladies in the room. We all fell asleep in the bed.
Sure.
Right. Middle of the night, one of the ladies jumps up and starts speaking in demonic tongues. I just happened to wake up. And I said, I rebuke you, da da da. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, get the devil out of her. You know what I'm saying? Ironically enough, she went back to sleep. The other lady who I thought was asleep, when morning hit, grabbed all her shit and went in the other room. And later on, I asked her if she said, yeah, she did hear. I thought she was dead asleep, but I knew she was up because she grabbed her stuff and got the fuck out of the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, boom. That next day, with a lady who was talking in tongues, she woke up, but her speech was reduced to that of like a child.
Wow.
And it was almost like Rain Man. Like, you understand? Like, kept repeating the same phrases. And later that day, like, she started breathing different. And she regressed to the fetal position. And she couldn't talk.
Wow.
Like, ever since the spirit was in her, the next day she wasn't herself. And I was trying to help her. It was like 6, 7 other people in the house. Nobody else was trying to help her except me.
Wow.
So the next day, I don't know, I knew her to take drugs, do drugs. Apparently, some guests came over to the house. I was in another part of the house doing something on the computer. Came in there and saw her body lifeless.
Okay.
Apparently, they said she OD'd on drugs.
Okay.
She was never the same ever since she spoke in tongues.
Wow.
And ever since that, I've been coming across situations where they're trying to get me to sell my soul.
Okay.
At the heart of it. You know, like in the street, like nobody I meet is by happen chance. Everything to me has been sent for me.
Right.
And this,
Yeah, man, this is great. I also want to ask you, some people say that, like, they'll be sitting here right now and they feel burns on them. They feel burns. Do you get that? Because that's a
my
part.
foot, my right foot.
What happens? You just be sitting here and you feel.
I thought I was diabetic. You know, the doctor told me I'm not diabetic. My right foot, it's like it goes to sleep and feel pins in it.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll be on the left, ongoing.
Okay, because I don't get that. I don't hear the voices and I don't get burns. But
I don't hear the voices, but I get the burns.
Okay.
I get the prophecies from different areas that tell me which. It's almost like I want to believe God helping to order my steps.
Okay, and that's good. Because I will say, you know how I said we don't all have the exact same belief in all this.
Right.
I believe that there is only one God. You know, like I said, we all have different stuff going on.
Yeah, right.
And actually, I'll just tell you because since we're talking here, I believe that Jesus Christ is the one who died for my sins.
Right.
And you know, like I said, we all got different stuff going on.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's kind of my belief. Because we have some targeted individuals who, and some people don't like the name. We have some targeted individuals who don't even believe in God.
Right.
Did you know that?
I
Yeah.
I also understand, like somebody put it to me, and I actually looked at something, and it kind of resonated in me. The targeted individuals are the empowered ones.
There you go. That's right. That's right. That's
why
right.
they be targeted.
Right. Now, yeah. Now, also, I want to mention something else. People, and kind of, I'm still learning about this, where they say we're chosen. So what?
That's like the guy told me last week. He said, "Yo, you're a prophet."
Okay.
And but I'm not sure, because like I said, up until the last couple of years, people keep coming to me as recently as yesterday. Yo, you look like Dave Chappelle. You sound like Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, all-time favorite comedian. I love him.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think I look like him. I don't know if I sound like him.
Guy has a radio voice, y'all. Radio voice. Get him a job in radio. He got a voice on him.
That's ironic because
Got some pipes on him.
ironically enough, when I first went into the program, that's the first thing they told me.
Yeah.
It was like, it's great. The name of the program, I don't want to say it.
Sure.
But it was a
only say which
motivational, positive name of the program, which spoke volumes. And I met one of the guys, and he says, "Yo, you got a radio voice." And I was like, "Okay, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man." And then another guy's like, "Yo, da-da-da." Then he said, "What's for you will be." That's what I told him. If it's for me, it's going to be.
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying? God, go to my steps. It's already calculated. Yo, I'm going to just fall into place. You know what I'm saying? But
Can you think of any questions you want to ask me? Because I've been going through it for 4 years.
right.
So if you can think of anything.
I mean, if there's any wisdom or anything that I haven't touched on that.
Well, you
feel like
touched on.
I probably touched on a wide array.
Yeah, you touched on a lot of stuff. What's interesting though, they haven't assigned you a color to be sensitized to. You get some of the burns.
I think with me, honestly, I think with me it's the music.
You think being what?
The music.
The muse?
The music. The music.
Oh.
The music. I'm very sensitive to music. Like the music can change my moves in like 0.2 seconds. So sometimes I'll be listening to YouTube or whatever, and I will go down a list, and it's almost like they're predetermining the music I should listen to. You know, I don't know. I hope it doesn't sound weird.
No.
You know,
Believe me, at this point, nothing sounds
if
weird.
it is a color, I haven't been able to understand what it is yet. Like I haven't seen it just yet.
Okay, so that might not be, because remember how I said?
Yeah. In my mind, it's the music.
Okay. It's like it's tailored. It's tailored to us.
It's customized just for me every day. It's like they know exactly what I'm going through. They know my heart. They know my spirit. And like I said, they do a behavioral cavity search on you. Behavioral anal cavity search on you. So they know what the fuck you like, what you don't like.
That's right.
And they predetermine it. It's like, okay, that's what I said at the root of it is ads, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just think like this. It's $1 billion industry, ads, right? They fuel everything. They fuel the shows that we see on TV. Everything is backed by ads. The ads pay for sitcoms, 30-second ads, regardless of product or service. The ad is what pays for everything. You know what I'm saying? Because let's just say if you can be able, and this is what they're doing, if you can be able to predetermine somebody's likes and dislikes, you know what they're gonna like, you know what they're not gonna like, you can kind of customize or cultivate a product or service tailored just for them. And if you get X amount of people like those products and services, you already made a whole niche industry with that's already pre-populated with people that are definitely gonna buy because you already know their buying ways and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like market research on an astral plane level. And that's what's being done.
Yes.
I hope it doesn't sound
No, it doesn't.
convoluted, but
right. Something I gotta ask, because most of us know about this. When you go in the grocery stores, especially back when you were first kind of waking up to this, did you notice anybody following you in grocery stores?
grocery stores.
So where do people follow you? Where
Honestly, a lot of times I'm walking, I'll see cars follow me. Sometimes I'll see people pull over, and it'll be weird. It'll be like a one-way street. They'll stop in the middle of a one-way street and just snap a picture.
Yeah, there you go. There
Like
you
they
go.
get
Y'all heard that?
Yeah.
Y'all heard that?
It's just so weird.
Y'all heard that?
Yo, years ago when the beginning of the pandemic started, it was so crazy. I was at a Taco Bell. The guy was parked in the parking lot, and I just happened to be walking past, and I saw like a full-length iPhone phone in the rear view. His phone. He got it so it but it was reflecting to show me full length walking. Mm-hmm. And then when I got close, I saw this motherfucker like taping me. I was trying to run up on the vehicle. The motherfucker backs up and pulls right out into the street and onto traffic. And it was just what happened. The entry to get on the highway was right at the corner. So he just pulled on the street and jumped right on the highway and got the fuck out. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know the vehicle or nothing. I never saw the guy before. But he snapped 2 pictures of me through the rear view.
Yeah, see now.
This is weird shit.
Yeah, we're not real sure about why they do that, but yeah, they take our picture. Some people say they get paid. Do you know that?
I think it's contracts.
Yeah.
Like people are contractors. I'm not sure for what benefit or what service, but
I don't fully understand either. But a lot of people say they get paid, and a lot of people say they're getting gift cards also. And you'll be learning more about it.
That's part of the dark web.
Yeah, dark web. Yeah.
That's part of the dark web.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, can we think of anything else? Because we touched on a lot.
Maybe we can reconvene another. I mean, I got a lot of stuff.
It's hard
see how
to.
this one resonates.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
I let God order my steps, but I think I said a lot.
Okay, yeah,
You
he
know
sure
what I'm
did. He
saying?
said a lot.
And,
This is okay. This is Carlton. I'm at read Ephesians. Read Ephesians 6. Read Ephesians 6 dot. Read Ephesians. See, read dot dot.
All right. I'll write it down if need be.
Okay.
Yeah. But read
Ephesians
Ephesians
6:12. Read Ephesians and then 6:12.
Okay, read Ephesians 6.12.
Yeah.
6:12.
Yeah.
Read Ephesians
Yeah.
6,
Write it on
right
that.
here.
Also, hold that up too,
Yeah,
man.
I'll hold this up.
Okay.
Okay.
See, you know, like I said, I saw him.
I saw him. His shirt resonated in me. And the breakdown of stalking definitely spoke to my spirit.
Yes.
That's
and,
it.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're just.
And it's targetedjustice.com.
Well, yeah, that's one of the good websites that people go to, and this is a good scripture.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is read Ephesians, and you can point it on me.
Yeah.
You can point this to me while I write it.
All right.
So you can turn it around if you want.
Okay. Yeah.
See me? See, this is Carlton. I'm just gonna write it. This was a good guy to do this. Just gonna write my thing down here.
Like it, comment it on it, whatever you gotta do, because I know at the end of the day there are others.
Right.
I'm sure there are many others, and some that have been impacted and it spun them into situations that I'm in, just like me. You know?
And this is a good guy, y'all. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
good guy.
We don't look for trouble, but this thing found us.
Yeah. It found us, and it's trying to hang our feet to the fire and throw logs in it.
And I'm just gonna hold this up because I know I confuse a lot of people, and I'm gonna give this to you. But it's
You got that?